A note, I'm thinking a few actually, on Dracula by Bram Stoker. Why a few? Well, maybe because this is one of the books I dislike most. But the irony of fate, also the book I had to mention the most, um, by a wide margin. Well, now with positive psychology, that would maybe reverse because I have the tendency to speak at the pool in the sauna. Well, in the sauna not anymore. I used to for a long time to mention positive psychology in works like The How of Happiness by Sonia Lubomirsky, The Science of Happiness, Stefan Klein, and so many others. But that's just for the past 4 years. For about, let me think, maybe 15 years, I worked in the tourism business. First as a guide for the National Tourist Office, and then self-employed, if you will. I organized my own tours, used my own car, and most often I was both guide and driver. Sometimes I had to hire friends, brother-in-law, and then for a while I hooked up with other agencies, a couple. Anyway, so doing that involved taking people around, and I guess a third of them would opt for a tour that involved Dracula's castle, supposedly Dracula's castle. That's how they call it, what they call it, but the connection with it is, with the character, is feeble, if there is one at all. Well, there is one now that people have created. Once you create a myth, there is a symbol, if not something outside the world of imagination. There is something in there, in the real world, where we have the undead. No? So I had to refer to Dracula because this was Dracula land, so to say. And in fact, even when not going for that very popular tourist destination, I had to mention him for the fact that he symbolized so much. There is the book, which I'm supposed to talk about, but sorry, I'm outside of it now, but there it is. That's how my notes sometimes work, or they don't actually. And there was a real character who may have inspired Bram Stoker. To what extent, if at all, remains vague. But there's this Vlad the Impaler, who may be the real character who is the inspiration for Count Dracula, but there may be a not a pool of real life characters, but there may be others. There's supposedly a countess who had this habit of using blood and trying to remain strong and young by abusing and torturing young girls, supposedly taking their blood and with that keeping her own fresh. And to refer to these characters and another source, there are all sorts of legends, myths, and happenings here and in other places which gave grounds and offer rich material, if you will, for what is now known as the Bloody Count. For Halloween, now they make money everywhere. I understood that Americans spend something like $300-400 million just on the costumes of the Halloween costumes of their pets. Most of the time, I'm thinking dogs. So there's a lot of spending out there, and there's supposedly this place which was supposed to be the Dracula Castle, Dracula residence, takes people in for Halloween to have the bloody marks on their faces and the fangs and everything, the paraphernalia, all the paraphernalia, vampires and the like, true blood, and they pay good money to get in and enjoy themselves. So as I said, I will need to come back to the subject.